Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Fantasy Star Soldier on the TurboGrafx 16 CD, originally released on the PC Engine CD under the name Star Parodier. Okay, what do we got here? We got options. Screen mode, co-op. Oh, that's right. We can actually get it to be a little skinnier. Coin op. Yeah, let's actually get it a little skinnier. Maybe get a little bit more vertical resolution out of it. Alright, we can play as Bomberman, Pedo Caesar, or the PC Engine itself. But let's do Pedo Caesar. There's actually a trick on the original blazing lasers to allow you to have this same aspect ratio. You know, the skinnier screen. But the only way to get that that particular mode to be enabled is to have a physical console, because it requires you to hold down some buttons as you power up the system. I believe the Mister can also do it, but don't quote me on that. I think I'll really have to check it out and see if it's really possible on the system. It's real hardware, so it should behave the same way. I just don't know how the system behaves as it boots up and enables the controller. I'll let you know once I have a chance to test it. Yeah, this version of this game, again, it was originally Star Parodier under its Japanese release, and the intention was to release this game to North American audiences, but the NEC of America was having a very difficult time breaking into the market, and I think this version ended up not being released, even though it was completely finished. So with a little bit of a ROM hacking or ISO hacking, I do have my version of Star Parodier with some files I'm able to enable the translated version. Yeah, other than that, then it's very, very difficult to get a hold of this. Unless you go through limited run games, and I don't think they're producing this anymore. There might also be some third-party folks out there that are willing to, print all the artwork out and make this, make this look nice if you want to get a, a not quite legit version. Reproduction as they call it. But as I said, I missed the boat on the reproduction of this particular game. Would have liked to have gotten one. Because it's really fantastic. It's incredibly well done. If the TurboGrafx had come out a bit earlier than it did, I think it actually would have had a pretty good chance. So it's really hard to say. All of its best games happen to be licenses that appeared on other platforms, and back in those days, it was nearly impossible to get a multi-platform game published. There are a lot of legal agreements that both Sega and Nintendo forced on publishers, to prevent games from appearing on other platforms. We don't see that as much nowadays anymore, but it was incredibly common back in these days. But even though the TurboGrafx and the PC Engine had a ton of really great games that would have been competitive to the market, even with Sega and Nintendo being such dominant publishers, I think they could have had a chance. Like I said, it's not because there weren't any good games. Really just that era of gaming just made it impossible to be a multi-platform game without a lot of trouble. I think NEC of America just was it was just too small of an operation. You know, with a limited amount of marketing, for it to ever have been, you know, really successful. And I don't really feel who they hired were particularly competent for their time. You can definitely see that in the in their official magazine, which is a tragedy to read. I remember getting it, and I think the feature story was, you know, great movies of the time, and it was Dr. Butcher, which was like this this, you know, really cheesy B movie, you know, schlocky horror movie, and they were reviewing that movie and calling it, you know, one of the best horror movies of all time. But anybody who's ever seen that movie, and I suggest that you don't look that up, knows that that's probably farther from the truth. Outside of some interesting effects, where they have some interesting gore effects, shall we say. But I would certainly never tell people in a magazine, you know, probably in the you know, mid to late teens, to go watch Dr. Butcher because it's one of the greatest movies ever made. I definitely would not say that, because it is not. There were a ton of great horror movies made during that era, even things that were direct-to-video release, and that definitely is not one of them. But obviously, that you know, that team was going for kind of this you know, edgy tongue-in-cheekness, which again, it just really didn't work for them. And I've said many times that of the classic systems, the TurboGrafx is my favorite. The PC, or more specifically, the PC Engine. PC Engine and the, you know, the various CD and card enhancements that they released. Someday I'll probably still buy a SuperGrafx if I can find a SuperGrafx and a CD that's compatible with it. Kind of a fun piece of hardware to own. I mean, we think of today's systems being gigantic, you know, like the PlayStation and the Series X. Although less so on the Series X, it's not quite as big of a system. But boy, that SuperGrafx and like the 5200 or something like the biggest systems ever made. It's always like real deceptive too to see it in pictures. But I always thought the SuperGrafx, you know, was such a cool design. Much like the ShuttleGrafx too. Like I own a ShuttleGrafx. Along with a North American TurboGrafx. But the core graphics, you know, that's just a boring little box. ShuttleGrafx was like a much cooler design. Listen to this music. It's such a happy game. But it's like challenging, just like any other Star Soldier game would be. And this music, you know, this Red Book audio from this era, there's something just like incredibly charming about it. So I was happy when we played. What was the game we played yesterday? See, I can't remember anything. Oh, was it Mega Goose? I think it was Mega Goose. That had this, you know, this style of music for its soundtrack. And you know, I was incredibly happy to hear that, music, that style of music again. Plus, that game was you know, is really incredible, a really well done game. maybe I shouldn't have played it on easy. It is pretty easy. But, if I put it on normal, then I'm gonna be able to show you like the first 4 levels, because I have a hard time with it after that. And for Genesis fans, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. It's just that I only have a few more games left on the Genesis to play. And they actually require me to know the game pretty well to even show you. I mean, things like Dune, Battle for Arrakis, and Warrior of Rome are not like games that I could just pop in and go, oh yeah, let's see this game. Let me show you what I remember of it, because they're like very difficult to start up and play. Unlike shmups and action and platform games, those games are actually, since they're simulation games, they require a lot more knowledge about it. But they're well worth playing. I mean, it's just like if you've ever played any simulation game for the first time. The first day that you play it, it's usually not as successful. Anybody who played like SimCity or The Sims or any of those games, they're not easy to start. But Star Parodier, Phantasy Star Soldier, oh yeah, we can just jump right in and play this game. Yeah, love the little water effect. Really, they did a lot of incredible things with the PC Engine. Much like with the Genesis, the Genesis was a pretty powerful system where you could use a lot of graphic tricks to get it to look much better than what it could actually do. Super Nintendo was the #1 16-bit system of its time. And developers on the PC Engine and the Mega Drive had to get real creative to show off its capabilities, and I think they largely succeeded. Also on the Turbo side, because of its enhanced color palette, being able to put more colors on the screen, it makes it look closer to a Super Nintendo game than on the Genesis, where you can't tell that there weren't as many colors available. But like I said, don't get me wrong, I like my Genesis. I just don't love it. I love the PC Engine. And I mostly love the Super Nintendo. But as a shmup fan, I mean, the PC Engine plus its CD is like, it's the ultimate system. There's just so many good shmups on the system. Much more than any other system of the time. I think maybe only the Sharp 6800 would be the only other competing system which could really, you know, have as many quality shmups. Although technically that was a PC, but much like the Amiga, you know, while it was a PC, it really was a gaming system. I guess that's mainly true of people who are playing game systems nowadays, you know, as well. I still use my PC to like use Ableton and stuff like that, so I do use my PC as a PC, but mostly a game system. And I will say for me, you know, just for the value of the classic systems, maybe not so much for the arcade games that are available on the Mister, or that can run on the Mister, but the old console system is what makes the Mister worth it to me. Just having this nice clean output with you know, near 100% emulation, you know, versus having like a Raspberry Pi or something. That's really what the bonus of the Mister is. Other than that, then the RetroPie is probably like more economically feasible, especially since it runs more type of games at this point. You know, I got tired of waiting for Analog to produce their classic systems, and you know, the stock that they, you know, the quantities and the stock that they have are incredibly limited. It made more sense to buy a Mister since it's made from components that are readily available on the market. And really, I mean, playing this, it's really indistinguishable from playing the real hardware, except I have the benefit of outputting into a modern display, of which there are no like really comparably good-looking solutions for the original Turbo. You can certainly get line doublers and scalers, but they'll still never look as good as this with the same level of performance. Yeah, where are all the power-ups? No, got me. No. Ah, dang it. Oh, I made the birdie cry. I'm sorry, birdie. Ah. These are the old gunhead bosses. It's pretty cool. Good callback. Or Blazing Razors for those of you that don't under that name. They're actually pretty convincing looking objects, aren't they? It's easier to make, you know, solid looking bubbles look good versus the, you know, the attempts they made to make transparent bubbles. Definitely like the effect, I like the animation. Watch the tail. Acting more like a front tail. Like how it just casually drops the summoning circle in the background. Yeah, it's like the cutesy version of boss number 2 in Gunhead. Oh, yeah. I had to play on it easy on this one though, because this game gets really hard. It gets like unusually hard on the regular difficulty setting. Or at least I think it does. Normally I play as PC Engine. I figured I'd do something different. Ah. I guess I should change my speed to fast. Ugh. I was doing so well. Yeah, it's really a shame that this game isn't like in wide distribution, or that you know, not a lot of people got to play it. It's too bad they couldn't have managed to have gotten a release for the North American TurboGrafx, but you know, not that you could get a hold of it even if they did release it. It'd be nearly impossible, like every other Turbo CD game out there now. Now that the the quantities are so low, and there's more demand for them. No, oh god. I forgot Red Barman's kind of a pain. Now listen to that music. God, it's so good. Oh. Really? Oh, damn. Wow. Ugh, I'm just dying left and right. This is what I remember from the game. Just getting so far and then just like completely losing all of your lives on one level. Almost out of all my lives that I can do right away. The rest of them I think are checkpoint lives. What? Really? Yeah, I was gonna feel sorry for him. And he has like the evil smirk. He's like, yeah, okay, well, I don't mind killing you. Oh. Ugh. I need to go under fast. Too fast, though. Oh, so rough. Okay, let's try this again. I'll do fast this time. Ah. I can't believe the power-up capsules kill you. that's so rough. Okay. Too fast. I'll grab red first. No, it's kind of a shame that, you know, Hudson, you know, I mean, they still produce lots of good games, but, you know, it seems like the 90s were their heyday. You know, particularly with all of their releases on the TurboGrafx, or the PC Engine. I mean, it's like some of their best output that the company's ever had. Which, unfortunately, most North American audiences just never got to experience. I don't know if I can get through this without the help of all those other lives. Oh, well, you know, I guess Hudson did release that completely awful remake on Bomberman, right? The one that had like the realistic graphics, or quote-unquote realistic graphics, non-cartoony graphics. I still own that one. I should pop that one in sometime, just to show everybody in case they forgot how horrible remakes can really be. And sometimes edgy is not always the answer. It's such a long stage, it's got so many parts to it. Each part of the stage has a boss, too. Ugh. Oh, was that it? I thought it was 12 stages. Anyway, I'm thinking of Gunhead. Either way, I can play this game over and over. And each of the ships is unique. Has different power-ups. And they all kind of play a little different. So there's some good replayability, too. Ah, yes, the super graphics. I was on a quest for a while to get all the super graphics games. I think there's 7 or 9 or something like that. But I think after 3, I was like, yeah, I'm not spending as much money on this thing anymore. I don't even have the system, I just was buying the games, and God, now it's like, I think what I have left is like Darius Alpha, the one that was only like given away in contests. I can't remember. There's like one other one which I don't have. I will say though that thankfully any Super Graphics owner actually took care of their stuff. So like everything that I bought like had the original spines and everything. All right, there you go. That was Fantasy Star Soldier, otherwise known as Star Parodier. If you have a PC Engine, again, this was never released in North America. There was always plans to do it, but unfortunately, all of those plans fell through as the popularity of the I guess the Turbo was never popular, but as the Super Nintendo was kind of taking over the market, the Genesis was standing firm in its number of users. The PC Engine and the Turbo just were. They had a bright shining star for a while, especially the PC Engine, but they just couldn't compete long term. And NEC made a lot of bumbleheaded moves as they released more systems. I mean, if you look at the NEC, the PCFX and the Super Graphics, they were definitely not in tune with what the future of gaming really was. They were just trying to iterate on what they had, and ultimately they paid the price for it. Now they're not even a major player, not releasing any games at all. Which is a real shame because this era of gaming is one of my favorite eras of gaming, and the PC Engine with the CD is again probably my favorite classic system. But that's because I love shmups. But yeah, we'll play more. We'll play more PC Engine games now that I have kind of my collection sorted out and I dumped all the ROMs, which took forever, so that I can play them on the Mister. And I'll still go back with the Genesis games, but I think I'll do slightly more coverage of the TurboGrafx. I mean, I've covered a lot of Genesis games, so hopefully that remains interesting. Yeah, and then after this, we'll do more modern gaming. I think I just got the Xbox version of the Warhammer 451, which I thought was really good on Switch. But it's obviously hurting a little bit on that system. So yeah, give me a little second. I'll take a little break, and I'll see you back here. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.